Firefighters across our state are suffering from cancer, and research is showing us it's from their service to the community.
CBS North Carolina's Carly Griffith shares one man's story and tells us what is and is not being done to help firefighters.
I enjoy what I do. I love it very much. I can't imagine having another job. It's the best job I've ever had.
Keith Curtin has been a professional firefighter for 17 years. It's a job he dreamed of as a kid.
I guess it's the same thing that every kid, they look up as a hero. Being the tough hero man and going into the burning buildings.
Then a diagnosis nearly took that dream away. In November 2014, Curtin learned he had kidney cancer.
At one point, my grandson, I was upstairs next to his crib, and he was sleeping, and I just leaned over and said, I gotta stay here. I gotta be here for you. I want to see you grow up.
He had a quarter of his right kidney removed. After an aggressive treatment plan by his doctor, he was soon back to work 2 months later, cancer-free. But the good news was tempered by a shocking discovery.
A firefighter has a 29% higher risk over the general population of developing kidney cancer.
And it's not just kidney cancer. According to the CDC, firefighters have a significantly higher chance of developing more than a dozen different cancers compared to the general population.
There's not a fire of any magnitude, of any type, that's not a carcinogen. The products of combustion are automatically carcinogens.
They're exposed in layers, if you will, to a variety of chemicals, and many of which aren't normally designed to go together and create a toxic cocktail.
Tim Bradley is the executive director of the NC State Firefighters Association, and Cindy L. is the president of the International Firefighter Cancer Foundation. L. says cancer is quickly becoming the #1 killer of firefighters. Even more troubling, there's no system to track cancer for volunteer firefighters.
We're losing vital numbers within the volunteer fire service. And here in North Carolina, 84% are volunteers. So we're missing a big piece of the information.
Better designed gear could help, especially improvements made to the fabric hood, an often overlooked but important piece of turnout gear designed to protect vulnerable areas like the neck. Jeff Trago is a veteran firefighter and salesman of fire service equipment.
The neck and the ears up underneath the chin, where you're susceptible to thyroid cancer and skin cancers because it's very sensitive, very soft skin without a lot of protection.
This demonstration shows just how weak the hood is. A firefighter was outfitted in routine gear and put in a smoke-filled room for 30 minutes. Under a fluorescent light, you can see dye from that smoke covering the firefighter's neck.
But that gear is not designed to protect us against the carcinogens.
So if that dye can get past the turnout gear, these carcinogens that are in their house are getting past the turnout gear as well.
So what's being done about the risk to firefighters? At least 33 states have passed legislation called a presumptive law.
It assumes that if you are a firefighter, an active firefighter, and you acquire cancer, that you acquired it on the job.
Presumptive laws differ state to state, but generally entitle firefighters with cancer to workers' comp, disability, and paid medical expenses. North Carolina does not have a presumptive law. Firefighters here have to prove in court that their cancer was caused by their job.
A number of folks have had to basically exhaust their personal insurance. They've lost their homes. They've committed suicide, they've lost their families, and these are all things that shouldn't be happening from an exposure from service to your community.
Some state legislators agree. Representative John Hardister was a sponsor of the General Assembly's first attempt at a presumptive law.
Firefighters risk their lives to protect us, and they're certainly at risk of developing certain illnesses, and we need to provide them with protection.
HB 666 failed in committee, and cost was a concern. Most of the money would come from municipalities, and no one can predict the exact price. So while legislators fight for progress in the House, firefighters fight for progress in the station.
Something that used to be a badge of honor, the dirtier the gear, the more manly you were, more firefighter you were. Now it's more of a scary thing.
Presumptive law or not, Curtin, like so many others, will keep working to save as many firefighters as possible.
Can we eliminate cancer in the fire service? No. Can we minimize the chances of getting it? Absolutely.
Carly Griffith, CBS, North Carolina.